Pennant race, baby. Boston's a really good team. Boston's a really good young team, but that was the problem. Boston's too young at this point to be in a pennant race. The Padres' veteran batting order proved that. The Padres now are ready to move on. It is time for a showdown in the National League West. The Padres are going to play 13 straight games beginning Monday night against the enemy in the National League West. That starts with the Giants, goes to the Dodgers, then back here with the Giants, back here with Dodger Blue. And it was a weird start to this weekend with the Padres Red Sox. Nick Pivetta had a strange outing. Hasn't pitched like that at Petco Park all season. Home run, lots of walks, bad pickoff throwing error. Boston beat their brains out on Friday. And then we came back on Saturday, and Michael King was what I expected, not ready. And they had to go pull him after 57 pitches in 2 innings, but he's had no setback physically. It's just rust. It's just going to take him some time. But the Padre bullpen was unbelievable. Saturday night, at the back end in that game, as the Padres were mounting a comeback, Padre relievers struck out 8 in a row. And in that game, Padre relievers struck out 14 Red Sox batters. That flips back to young Red Sox hitters, never experiencing this, got blown away by the Padre bullpen. And then, of course, we got to Sunday, same story. Bullpen, again, boom, really strong. Now, there were some strange things. I couldn't believe how many Boston fans were there.
Oh, yeah.
I sat there and listened Friday night into Saturday, fans chanting, "Let's go Red Sox," all day. I was really amazed at that. And also, fans booed Fernando Tatis. And again, he has really been in an extended slump, as has been Jackson Merrill. Let's be realistic here. I think Tatis is hurt. He's not talking about it. He doesn't want to make excuses. But Tatis, in a 68-game span, is hitting .227 with only 5 home runs in his last 68 games. And he's hitting .144 with the runners in scoring position. So at this point, he's not whom he used to be. And Jackson Merrill, I'm not going to say sophomore slump, but he hasn't been the same since he's come off the disabled list with the injuries. Merrill's hitting only .204 in his last 40 games. Now, obviously, that's why the Padres went to the trade deadline, executed all these deals. And they brought some guys in, the Laureanos, the O'Hearns, the catcher, Freddie Fermin. They're going to hit. I feel bad for Gavin Sheets. It's like he's disappeared, which is really stunning because he hasn't played in about a week. And he gave them everything he had through the first half of the season. He was a difference that didn't fall off the face of the earth. So here we are, Padres Giants, then Padres Dodgers, then Padres Giants here, Padres Dodgers here. You look at the schedule. Friars have got 7 against the Giants. They got 6 against the Dodgers. And then 3 up in Seattle against a first-place Mariners team. So if the Padres are going to grab first place by the throat, it has to be right now because schedule is going to get tough. Padres are 20-12 since July 4th. They were 9 games back. They're only 2 back right now.
Nice.
And they get ready to face everybody in the National League West. The Dodgers, with all these problems, are 12-18 since they had that 9-game lead. This is not vintage Dodger baseball. So that's all things Padres. You want to comment on the Friars first before we go to the second topic? The floor is yours.
Now, I want to get your analysis on this whole, Fernando Tatis getting hit by pitches all the time, or, high and tight, up by the head. He's fallen down. It seems like it happens at least once a game. Yes. How do you fight back from that? I mean, obviously, if Tatis would, drive the balls, more consistently, they might not screw around with that. But at what point do you either charge the mound, or do you have your pitchers plunk the other team, or do you think they're getting, maybe instructions from Mike Schilt and others to not fight back?
Well, I think, first of all, the opposing pitchers, everybody's throwing heat. Half the guys in the world don't know where it's going once it leaves their hand. Tatis leans in. Tatis is late bailing out. Tatis has shown no ability to change anything in terms of his location in the batter's box. At the end of the day, they're paying him a lot of money not to get walks. They're paying him a lot of money to hit for average and hit home runs, and that's not happened. I believe he's hurt. I believe this oblique is more significant than he's ever let on, and I don't know if the hand injury's got something to do with it because he's gotten plunked on the hand a whole bunch of times. So part of it's on him. He's got to make some adjustments at home plate. Now, I don't see any of that happening. Part of it's on the opposing pitchers who can't control the stuff they're throwing. And in terms of the Padres, who are you going to throw at? You're going to throw at the top hitter on the other team? Now you're going to get an ejection. Now you're getting in a beanball war. You don't want somebody to get hurt in a fight. It's a tough call. I think Tatis has to make the first adjustment here more than anything else. But he gets plunked. He goes to first base. That batting order is a lot more dangerous now than it was 2 weeks ago prior to the trade deadline. And I see it. I'm sure opposing pitchers see it. So this is a scary batting order. This is now an impact batting order right now. So I don't have an answer to Tatis's issues except this sucker has been going on for 68 games.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing with him. It's unusual. Now, like to your point, yeah, it's a deep lineup. I mean, you got Laureano and Cronenworth hitting 7 and 8. Laureano has just been incredible. I mean, he's just really been terrific. And yeah, I feel bad for Gavin Sheets, but this is all setting up nicely as far as, restoring the offense. Some of those pitchers are coming back. Like you say, Michael King's rusty, but he'll probably be okay. It's just this Fernando Tatis thing. We've got to figure this out because, Padre Twitter and all the hitting coaches that are out there watching on Padre Twitter, they think that the bat speed is good with Tatis. They think he's driving it into the ground. Everyone has their analysis on this. I'll just tell you, though, when did he injure his oblique? We know he got hit in the wrist or the forearm, like that against was the Pirates in early May. So when was this oblique injury?
I think he's had this oblique injury for a long time.
Well, wow. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
It didn't go on the DL, but I think there's problems there. And he kind of admitted it right around the All-Star festivities that there was an oblique issue. He's not talked about it since that point in time.
Wow.
So that's where we are with Padre baseball. Okay, we go from that topic. You got an opinion? Why are you booing Tatis? Does he deserve boos because he's going through a bad stretch? I mean, Jackson Merrill's gone through a bad stretch. I don't see anybody booing Jackson Merrill. I think it's kind of unfair because the rest of his game, blazing on the base paths, rest of the game, chasing everything down from dead center to the right field foul line and at the fence and over the fence. Everything else in his game is fine, except he's not hitting. So, Padre fans forum chat box is open. Your reaction. Will he hit his way out of this? Do you think there's something really significantly wrong with him? And if you got a comment about beanballs, retaliation, war, feel free. If they're going to throw at him, you're going to throw at the other guy's top hitter? I don't want to see somebody get hurt. Big issue there. Padre fans forum chat box is open. Fill it up. We go from that